morning. So here we are on day two. Without not the best. Probably fell asleep around 9:30. Woke up again a little before midnight. Again around 3. Before finally calling it quits and just getting out of bed around 5:30. So it's almost 7 o'clock right now. Got all cleaned up. Ready to go downstairs and get some breakfast. I was going to try the roast beef this time. See what that's all about. Then when I come back up, I was going to show up a bit of the room, some of the little amenities that were nice while I was here, and hopefully package up, head on to the next place. Before we actually head out though, we're going to hopefully go a little bit more shopping, a little more sightseeing here in Tokyo for going off to the next city, riding the express train, and seeing what that adventure's like to get over to that next town. All right, see you at breakfast. So breakfast is on the second floor. And here it is, basically out the front of our hotel. That street I always walk in to get into the entrance. And a little bit calm here at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. So this morning we both got the roast beef. Looks like it's some roast beef, mashed potatoes, toast again, yogurt with some berries, and a little bit of soup. We'll see how it tastes. One of the features I found quite commonly in hotel rooms is the light switches will be right next to your bed. So if we turn on the bathroom, see the light gets a little brighter, turn on the bedroom. And this knob here is more or less like a little night light. So if you're just getting ready for bed, so need a simple light on or just navigating, you can walk through there, turn that knob. The other thing you'll notice is that all the electrical outlets are 2-prong. So if you have anything that's 3-prong, you will need to go out and buy something like this. It's a 3-prong US to 2-prong adapter. I got this when I go to use my laptop. I can still plug it in and use it. So I know it's a little odd to show off a toilet, but they're always a little bit different here in Japan. So the controls for it is up on the wall. You have your typical bidet, but on this one, you actually have a button here that will lift the seat up for you automatically. It's the first time I've ever seen that, and has buttons up here for you to flush. Most of the hotels I've been to have a charger in the room, so it'll have your different connectors. I believe it's USB micro, USB-C, a lightning connector for Apple. Finally, we have this massage chair here. I've seen this in several hotel rooms now. It looks like it's made for toddlers, but I actually did fit in it just fine. Just the leg area was a little bit too small for me with my knees coming up pretty high, but my back did fit, and it was a welcoming massage at the end of the day. Something else I've noticed about the elevators is there's often the numbers up on the wall there, as well as lower down for people who are handicapped. One thing I haven't got yet on this trip is these little things. It's basically 2 pancakes glued together with some margarine butter-like substance and kind of a maple syrup jelly on the inside. Costs about 85 cents US, and they're absolutely delicious. Didn't realize that there was actually 2 that came in here, but I kind of ripped one apart to show you the jelly that's in there and the butter that's holding the 2 pancakes together. One thing you'll notice is there's no public trash cans out here. So when you have trash, you basically have to put it in your own bag, your pocket, and you bring it to wherever your hotel is and you dispose of it there. So here we are on the main strip, Saturday morning, 9:30, and it actually is pretty empty feeling. Most shops open around 10 at the earliest, and more 11 o'clock you'll see everything open. There's usually a game shop over here that I like going to called Retro Game Camp that I believe opens at 9. So unless they change their hours, I'll be heading in there for a little bit, seeing if they got any new stock in. So it looks like I'm a little early. They're not open yet. We'll try back again a little later. Around Japan, you'll see tax-free. I don't understand it completely, but from what I've gathered, if you show your passport and you're going to be bringing the item out of the country, you can get no tax on the item, but you're not allowed to use that item while you're still in the country. As you go to leave, you just show your receipt to customs, and they allow you to take your item out of the country. Right across the street from the previous tax-free shop is another one, so you'll see the tax-free fairly often over here. Small tool shop over here. One tool that I keep telling myself I'm going to buy is this little shorty crescent wrench with the really wide jaws. That looks like it'll pack down nicely and can still open large items. Maybe someday I'll go ahead and buy it. Here we have a drugstore in Japan. I know in the past I've had to get stuff like Tylenol or ibuprofen, something medication like that, and I've had to do a little bit of research because they don't go by the same names over here. And it took a little bit of research to figure out what exactly I'm getting so that I got the right item and not something strange. But that was an adventure when I had that happen. Fortunately, stuff like toothbrushes, toothpaste, and it's all the same over here. So if you forget your toothbrush, there's always going to be a store around that can get you covered. Looks like Retro Game Camp is open. Let's go see what cool stuff is inside of there. So the first floor is going to be mostly Nintendo items. Up these steep and narrow stairs is going to be your PlayStation, Sega, other systems such as that. Ooh, try not to fall. Someone in the comments recently asked about a PlayStation 1. So the only one that I found is a STPH 100, so I think that's the mini for us. About $160. The world is starting to open up. It's after 10 o'clock now. It's about 43 degrees out here, so it's quite chilly. So I've been trying to duck into any store that's open just to warm up for a few minutes. And then back on the street again, see what cool stuff is out here. Something else you'll see quite often is people lined up outside of a store. I don't know if it's a new figurine, a new item, but they're lining up to get some product. It's a lot of people over there this time. No idea what they're there to get, but you'll see that here, everyone all lined up to get something. Finally made it over here to book off again. I can't really feel my face. But I want to show you what the upper floors have. So you see it's not just video game stuff like on the first floor. There's actually a floor guide. Looks like we got 6 floors with something different on each floor. Just books as far as the eye can see up here. Back down on the second floor, we also have a variety of Pokemon cards. Still on the second floor, we have a variety of Blu-rays and DVDs. Still, the first floor is where I call home, so I'll check out the games, see if anything new came in overnight. A couple more PlayStation 1s on the other side. Looked up the price and it's actually closer to $60. Here's my small size omelet with salmon and lemon buttercream sauce. This is lunch on day 2. Alright, just finished up lunch. That was actually really good. Kind of a savory flavor. The butter sauce actually kind of gave it almost a sweet flavor to it as well. Very good. Would highly recommend if you ever get a chance to come here. This is a map of the rail lines. You notice each line is a different color, so that's easier to identify what railroad you have to go on. You'll also see the numbers are next to it. That's going to be the fare to go from where you're located to your destination. You see right in the middle there, the red arrow pointing at Akihabara. So that's where we are. So every number going out from there is the cost in yen of how long or how much money it'll take to get to your destination. Another thing to note is the maps are oriented to the direction that you're standing. So up is not always north. That has got me in trouble in the past. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the map because you could get turned around pretty easy. All right, we checked out of the hotel. Now we're taking the express train up to the next city. We'll see how that hotel looks once we get there. Okay, 5 escalators down and a ticket purchase later, and we have reached the platform. This is going to be about an hour ride over there, so just be able to sit down and relax for a little bit. So here's our railway map. We'll be taking that red line, starting off down here, and we're going to ride it all the way up to the very end.